Katt Williams just sent shockwaves through the internet after revealing disturbing claims that Beyoncé allegedly helped Jay-Z cover up what really happened to DMX. X never bowed down to Jay, and that rubbed Jay the wrong way. Because DMX couldn't be controlled like other rappers, Jay made sure to blacklist him. Katt says he personally witnessed this play out and even reached out to DMX, since he understood exactly what X was going through. Like DMX, Katt was also blackballed and punished for refusing to conform to the twisted culture of this industry. DMX's downfall began right around the time Jay-Z took over at Def Jam. And if you ask Jay's former best friend, Murd3r, that was no accident. Jay deliberately worked behind the scenes to crush DMX's momentum until there was nothing left, pushing him towards substances just to cope. For those who don't know, Jay-Z and DMX actually went way back, long before either of them blew up. But things took a dark turn when Jay became president of Def Jam and allegedly started sabotaging DMX out of jealousy. At the time, DMX had the entire rap game in a chokehold, dropping 5 consecutive #1 albums on the Billboard 200, back to back to back to back to back. But all of that power started crumbling once Jay stepped in.
Everybody knows you've had battles with throughout the years.
Yeah.
So at the time, they were saying that you was on drugs. That's why they didn't want to invest in you.
Right. They already invested. What you mean they didn't want to invest? They already invested. Like I said, the album was recorded, shot the video. You mean everything? That was just some bullshit. You know what that was.
Do you ever feel
Let's
like
get
people,
rid of the competition?
Do you ever feel like people at the label didn't do enough for you when they could tell that you really needed help, or do you think that you were too far gone?
No, I was never too far gone. I mean, they just all I needed was just do me like you do everybody else. You know, you don't sit there and speculate about this and think about this and assume this. Just do me like you do everybody else, and it's gonna be all right, man. You know what I mean? But that never happened.
So I think with DMX too, you never, Def Jam I feel never put a lot into DMX. It was always the groundwork with DMX.
DMX also blasted Jay during a radio appearance, accusing him of abusing his position at Def Jam to deliberately wreck his career.
What happened was, I had the crazy track record at Def Jam, everything was good. You know, I go to do the 6th album.
Jay-Z became president.
Yeah. When he first got the job, he hit me with the call like, yo, dog, DMX is running the building like, yo, you good. Finish the album, shoot the video. What happened? Let's go on vacation and, we don't know. What you mean you don't know? How do you listen to a whole album, pick a single, shoot a video, then don't know? Okay, I see what's really good. You're trying to eliminate the competition. Because at first you retire, then get me off the label, now you're back rapping again. Okay. It's all good.
And don't forget what I mentioned earlier about Jay's former best friend, Murd3r, calling him out. According to Irv, Jay was envious of DMX and even shut down a joint project that he, Ja Rule, and X were supposed to release back in the day. All because Jay couldn't handle the fact that X outshined him on every track.
I was like, you gotta sign DMX, and they laughed at me. I remember when I left the office, Tina Davis said, she knew what I wanted to sign DMX. She said, DMX don't sell, your ass is fired. Jay and Dame did not believe in DMX. Jay would be like, you think he's better than me? And I'd be like, he's nice just like you. I said, if you look in the hood, there's less of like you and more like him. Yeah, but he don't want to live that. He's depressing, Gotti. And I said, I don't give a f. So Jay used to watch me grind with X, and he was off with the Hitman. And then something strange happened when I made Get At Me Dog.
Jay's cold treatment of X early on basically set the stage for the rocky relationship they carried for years. And while they did team up on a couple of tracks afterward, word is the tension never went away, and they were still clashing behind the scenes right up until X passed. Irv even revealed there was supposed to be a joint album with X, Jay, and Ja Rule, but it never dropped because Jay couldn't stand being outshined by DMX. X was on board, Ja was ready, but Jay refused. Irv says he pushed twice to make the project happen, and both times it fell apart.
X was with it, Ja was with it.
Jay wasn't with it.
I tried 2 times to make that album happen. X was with it, Ja was with it.
Why do you think Jay didn't want to be
This is just my opinion. Just my opinion. I don't think Jay wanted to get in that room with X and Ja. It wasn't.
One more than the other, or both?
No, both. Jay is a very smart person. He's gonna do an album with R. Kelly. R. Kelly worships Jay-Z. Worships him.
And Kanye West.
Kanye West worships Jay-Z.
And Jay Electronica.
They all worshipped him. X and Ja don't worship Jay-Z. You're my man, but when that beat comes on, you're not above me getting at you. And that's what I do not feel Jay wanted to deal with. He didn't want to deal with, you know, I'm saying they would come at each other subliminally. So it wasn't a direct hit where they're going to say your name and thing, but they coming at you. So do I want to make a whole album with these coming at me? And if I'm Jay-Z, there's a slight chance that, what is going to say, I'm not the nicest.
That's what I'm... Right. It's not worth it.
Where's my win?
Right.
The only thing I'm seeing with this is potential loss. With now people are saying, these is better than you.
Some people... There are even people out there claiming that Jay's jealousy of X was allegedly the reason he had him taken out, and that Beyoncé knows the truth about it. Still, she's chosen to stay silent to protect him. And honestly, since we're talking about her husband, it's not too surprising she'd keep something like this under wraps for his sake. Beyond that, rumors suggest Beyoncé herself may have some skeletons in her closet, with whispers that Jay stepped in to help cover them up. If you recall, Jaguar Wright once accused Jay-Z and Beyoncé of kidnapping people and keeping them trapped in their home for torture. She even went so far as to allege they played a role in the death of Aaliyah and in the passing of Jay's pregnant mistress, Kathy White.
Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail. Get his lick back. Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim?
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about. That changes now, Sean. You must respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately. Sean Carter. This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through our culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
Now when it comes to Kathy, some fans did a little digging and believe she's the one Beyoncé was allegedly confessing about in her track Daughter. In that song, Beyoncé described some pretty graphic scenes that people think lined up with Kathy's passing. She sang about a body laid out on dirty floors, bloodstains on her designer gowns, and even mentioned a bathroom attendant who supposedly helped her and Jay clean up afterward. The lyrics went, "Your body laid out on these filthy floors. Your blood stains on my custom coutures. Bathroom attendant let me right in." She was a big fan. "I really tried to stay cool, but your arrogance disturbed my solitude. Now I ripped your dress and you're all black and blue. Look what you made me do." At the time of Kathy's death, the medical examiner ruled it a brain aneurysm. But Jaguar Wright has claimed that Jay and Beyoncé were really behind it. According to her, Jay handled it because Beyoncé had discovered the affair, and she was ready to take things into her own hands if he didn't.
Was taken unfairly. She actually died screaming, and the Carters are responsible. But one of them is just a little more responsible than the other. Question is, did Sean Carter delete his mistress, his pregnant mistress, because his wife was jealous? Or could it be possible that maybe his wife's temper is just a little worse than most people think? And maybe he just had to clean it up to protect the brand, see? I mean, I'm just speculating.
Now going back
to DMX, the pressure around Jay got so intense that he eventually had to speak up and address the situation. According to him, even though there was obvious friction between him and X, there was still love there. But if you go by what Gotti shared, it sure didn't sound like love at all. And rumor has it that Katt Williams is convinced Jay played a role in DMX's passing, rejecting him because X refused to bow down. If anybody understands what it feels like to be targeted by the industry for not selling out, it's Katt. Remember, Katt revealed last year that when he was filming Friday After Next, the producers tried to pressure him into doing a scene where his character got assaulted by Terry Crews, thinking it would be funny. Katt said he flat out refused, telling Ice Cube and the team there was no way he'd shoot it because there's nothing comedic about that. He also admitted this was a huge risk, since it was his first major movie role, and the producers tried to paint him as difficult for standing his ground.
Truth of the matter is, the Money Mike in the original script got raped in the bathroom, and that's what Ricky Smiley was okay with. Katt Williams had to take the risk in front of the studios and the cast and our powers that be in his very first movie and say respectfully, humbly, guys, if we're talking about anything else, I have no credibility and I have no pull. But we're talking about comedy, right, where I have all the credibility and all the pull. The problem with Friday After Next is we're trying to make a classic comedy. And this comedy involves and is never funny, no matter who it happens to or what the circumstances are. If you would allow me to allow us to do this movie without a black man getting in it, I promise you that it will be twice as funny as it would be with him getting. So considering that's the real story, why would you bring up that story? 35 members of the cast and crew have never brought up that Ricky Smiley was gonna play Money Mike. No one ever saw me put on a Santa Claus suit. We got a wardrobe department. They made a Santa Claus suit for me. Why that wasn't in the bloopers? All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. Any of them, all lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. People want to know, well, why would he get blackballed?
Yeah,
because in 30 years I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets. So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing,
you would tell it.
No, somebody come to tell me.
Okay.
I gather that. I value that. I'll pay for that. Come, tell me. I know so many things I shouldn't know, and they all know it. They all know it. Why? Because they canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my in front of all my people at my agency.
Not just DMX.
It wasn't just DMX. The industry also came after Katt once they realized he wasn't going to let himself be used to push their agenda. The difference is, Katt survived to tell his story. DMX, sadly, didn't. And that's why Katt is now calling out Beyoncé, accusing her of keeping the truth about X's death hidden. He allegedly believes that justice for DMX will only come once Beyoncé decides to speak. As always, fans had plenty to say. One person commented, "Let's get this straight, DMX wasn't scared of Diddy or Jay-Z." He made that clear multiple times, especially in that one interview where he talked about the industry. Another fan added, DMX wasn't just an incredible rapper, he was a poet, one of the realest voices you could ever hear. And that voice, man, nobody could do it like X. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think Beyoncé is really hiding details about DMX's passing? And do you believe Jay-Z had a hand in it? Drop your opinions down in the comments. And don't forget to click here to check out another messy video.